Shalom. First thing and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and sincere salutations to you hopefully elect out there, man. Because at the end of the day, it was the Lord designed it to where only the elect would get this message. All right, only the elect would come around to this, fully turn our hearts back to the Heavenly Father, man. So at the end of the day, man, this message is only to the elect. All right, and again, man, to you hopefully elect out there, man. We are definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, in those times. With everything that's going on, man. It's just so hard to keep up with everything that's going on. It really is difficult to keep up with everything, man. So probably going to see more videos like this to where, just speaking on these different things, various topics and open forums and things of that nature. Which pretty much this video, man, is going to just be speaking on various topics, because I got a lot of, precepts going through my mind, man, a lot of precepts on my spirit. So I just decided to press the record button and, as usual, let the spirit flow, but pretty much the first thing I'm gonna speak on, well, matter of fact, before I get into anything, let me open up with precepts real quick. Open up some precepts. Like I said, I'm just going to let the spirit flow, man. Because Revelation 12 and 12, it's quoted a lot. Satan knows that he has but a short time, and it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, but his physical counterpart, Esau, Edom. All right, they know that they're running out of time. All right, because of one thing. Again, to the hopefully elect, Yahweh Shema Shai is definitely hearing our prayers, man. He's hearing our supplications. Because things are moving on the earth. The spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is working on the earth, man. Like I said, without a shadow of a doubt, we are definitely in those times. And he knows this. So with that, knowing that he's running out of time, hey, Lord's will, hence the theme of this year, the year of the turn up. This is the year that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to turn up. And with that being said, hey, pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, he puts the spirit on these devils to come out with that charagma already, man. Because that's kind of the focus, the focal point of this video, more so, going into the charagma, the Revelation 13, 16, and 17. But like I said, I'm just gonna speak on various things as well, because like I said, Yahweh Shema Shai, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is moving on the earth, right? And he's using Esau, all right? Esau, he's the pawn for the Heavenly Father on the left hand. You see? So oftentimes, when I speak about how Esau, he's making moves, he's doing this and he's doing that, that's not to give credit to Esau, because ultimately Yahweh Shema Shai is the one that's controlling him. Because before I get that, I'm going to get this. People think that this is some battle versus good and evil, which it is, so to say, but in a sense, people think that that's speaking as far as like God versus Satan, and that's not the case. All right, because when you read in the book of Job, the first and second chapter, it clearly talks about how it clearly shows you Satan works for the Heavenly Father. The scriptures say that the deceived and the deceiver are his. All right. Like I said, people think that this is some great battle going on between Satan and the Most High, when in reality, Satan is a top angel on the left hand. All right. If anything, it's quite the opposite. Satan is actually friends with the Most High. Satan is a perfect angel on the left hand. You know, so there's no, as far as good versus evil, it's not speaking in the sense of Satan versus the Most High, or the Most High versus Satan, right? Um, Daniel, Daniel, chapter 4. Um, Daniel chapter 4. This should show the point that the Most High, ultimately, He's in control. All right, and that controls everything that goes on in the left hand as well. Which, like I said, the Lord is using Satan, or excuse me, He's using Esau to ultimately fulfill His will, not Esau's will, but to fulfill the Most High's will. So I'm gonna read this in Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever He will, and setteth up over it the basis of men." And that's the case today. All right. Being that these base men are ruling over us, these base men, when you read in Job 90:24, or how the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. All right, talking about Esau, Edom, these bases of men. All right, these nation of people that once, at one point they were eating, they were, crawl, basically, crawling on all fours, and when you go through the history of the real cavemen, all right, when Esau was dwelling in the Caucasus Mountains and whatnot, all right, when you go from that to where Esau is today, to where, again, he's controlling, the Lord has given him rulership over the earth right now. You should also, to show you the power of Yahweh Shemal Shai, man, because again, this is all His will. He sets up whoever He wants to set up for a period of time to rule, all right, and that's the case today, all right. But nevertheless, either way it goes, Yahweh Shemal Shai, He's in control, all right. He rules in the kingdom of men, all right. So again, just to show the point that Yahweh Shemal Shai, ultimately, everything that we see going on, this is all the will of Yahweh Shemal Shai, one way or the other. I'm going to go to this, because again, that's not to give credit to Esau, all right. That's not to give too much credit to him. But nevertheless, like I said, the Lord is using Esau, all right. So with that being said, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this in, that's Isaiah chapter 47. Isaiah chapter 47. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1 just to make a point. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So just to show you the point that this is talking about, not ancient Babylon, but the virgin daughter of Babylon, talking about America, all right, because America is Babylon, that the scriptures talk about, the so-called melting pot, right, where all these nations, come to, set up shop and, the whole stereotypical things, the home of the free, land of the brave, and like I said, this is where the place where all nations come, one big melting pot. It's talking about Babylon, all right? Because with that being said, it's a bunch of confusion here. Hence the name Babylon, Babal, goes into confusion, all right? It's a land of confusion, all right? Because this is where you have the so-called freedom to worship whatever God you want to worship. Bestialities is legal in certain places, and it's just, I'm not even going to get into the details of all the madness that's going on in this wicked kingdom, but nevertheless, it's necessary, all right, because the judgments that are coming to this place will also be necessary as well. You see, this place, man, it has to reach its height in wickedness, so to say. All right, and that's we're coming into that time of harvest, pretty much. That certain scriptures talk about, right? But before, I don't want to jump the gun. Let me get back into this in Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and verse 12. Again, this is because this is talking about America, Babylon, aka America. Isaiah chapter 47 and 12, it says, "Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail." All right, so going into these enchantments, all right, the multitude of thy sorceries, all the witchcraft, all right, because these people in America primarily, man, they're under heavy spells right now, heavy distractions going on. From the bread and circus, right? And because I was going to touch on this point with this whole thing with at the Oscars award, which I'm not even into none of that, I'm not even into none of that nonsense, man. But being that this is the new talk, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's been talking about it. This is all you see on social media, going into the slap heard around the world, right? With Will Smith and Chris Rock, right? Which me personally, because this is neither here or there, it's not important. But me personally, watching that whole thing, and just studying and analyzing through the spirit, I think was all set up, But like I said, I'm not even going to get into all that. That's not important. But it looks staged. All right. And again, with that being said, this is what everyone's talking about. This is the new distraction right now, which I believe, like I said, or as I read here, going into the enchantments, the witchcraft, the sorceries. All right. Because I do believe, for a while, the Oscars, man, they, if I'm not mistaken, they've been getting a lot of low ratings over the years. So, who's to say that this wasn't, something to, get the ratings up or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, the people are distracted right now. All right. This is the new distraction. All right. The new distraction that's going on, that's taking place right now. All right. Because while everyone is talking about this, and this is something I'm still studying. I'm looking into it. Because again, aside from Yahweh making a second return, aside from that, all roads lead to the Charagma. All roads lead to the Revelation 13, 16, 17 being mandated. All right. So like I said, while everyone is just distracted, because like I said, these people, man, they're under heavy spells right now, man. They're clueless. They're lost. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's about to happen. So while everyone is talking about that and distracted with that, well, this has, going into the lawmakers introducing this e-cash bill, right? And I just got this here. I'm not going to read all of it, but I got this on yahoo.com, and, you can just look it up, look into it. But it says U.S. lawmakers introduce e-cash bill in new push to create a digital dollar. You see, man. So again, while this whole thing is going on, right? And everyone, again, is under that spell. All right, everyone's distracted talking about this. This bill is being proposed. All right. So I'm just going to read some of this. It says a group of U.S. lawmakers says the U.S. Treasury Department may be the right government entity to create a digital dollar, not the Federal Reserve, because you see they gotta, when it comes to the charagma, they gotta paint it in a they basically gotta set it up to where it's convenient for the people, so to say. They gotta make it look pretty. They you want to give a gift to someone. You want to make it look presentable. You want to wrap it up nicely, neatly, right? Bows. You want to make it look pretty, and this is pretty much how Esau is trying to. This is pretty much how he's going to present this thing. All right, when they come out with it. All right, because I'm gonna read that part again. It says a group of U.S. lawmakers says the U.S. Treasury Department may be the right government entity to create a digital dollar, not the Federal Reserve. So supposedly this is supposed to bypass the Federal Reserve, right? And supposedly, more control for the people. Like I said, they gotta make it look nice. They gotta make it presentable. All right, and again, convenience. That's one of the big things, man, when it comes to this charagma and this whole beast system. All right, because they can't just come out all out with it. With the charagma and everyone taking, no, they got to make it look presentable. They got to, in the name of convenience. You see, this is a part of the deception that's going to overtake the whole earth, man. Because it's not going to be just America. It's going to be the whole earth. You see, the elites, they want to put charagmas in everyone. But the elect, they're not going to take it, man. All right. So it says the electronic dollar, as defined in the bill, would be a barrier instrument that people could hold on their phone or card. The system will be token-based, not account-based, meaning if someone were to lose their phone or card, they could lose the funds. In other words, it would be like losing a wallet with dollar bills in it. The electronic dollar would be deemed legal tender and be functionally identical to a physical greenback. You see, man? Hey, convenience. Because over the years, we went from cash to credit cards. Now everything is, basically app-based, Cash App, digital, all these digital wallet stuff, right? Everything's switching to a digitalized way of doing things. Because again, in the name of convenience, you see, and this is something that start with the apostles, man, and on down, the elders and all down, brothers, we've been saying these things, man. In the name of convenience, the time is going to come when we're not going to have to walk around with, wallets, to where we could possibly lose our, lose our wallets with our IDs, and, we're not going to have to, go to, these places that require us to bring in, whatever proof of documentation, birth certificates or whatever. All right. Time's going to come when, hey, all you're going to have is pretty much yourself, because again, when that charagma comes out, all right, and people, physically get that implanted inside of them, because that's what it is. It's a physical implementation. All right. This is something that's going to physically be put inside of the body. All right. And in it is going to contain all our information of who you are. And it's all going to go back to a database. You see, man. So, like I said, in the name of convenience, this is what all roads are leading to. Right. But it says, this electronic dollar could be deemed legal tender and be functionally identical to a physical greenback. Rohan Gray, an assistant professor at Willamette University who consulted on the bill, told CoinDesk the bill is meant to create a true digital analog to the US dollar. All right, so I'm going to just I'm gonna just jump on down. It says Gray said this system could serve people who are unable to hold bank accounts because of minimum balance requirements, or those who don't trust banks because banks may charge fees or freeze funds, right? So, matter of fact, I'm gonna read that from the top because that was actually the end of this article. So I'm gonna read that from the top. Um, so again, it says Rohan Gray, an assistant professor at Willamette University who consulted on the bill, told CoinDesk the bill is meant to create a true digital analog to the US dollar. We're proposing to have a genuine cash-like bearer instrument, a token-based system that doesn't have either a centralized ledger or distributed ledger because it had no ledger whatsoever. It uses secured hardware software and it's issued by the Treasury, he said. So again, like I said, this is supposed to bypass the this is supposed to bypass the what do you call it, man? The Federal Reserve, right? Um, it says this form of eCash would support peer-to-peer transactions, and given the nature of its setup, it would support fully anonymous transactions. Thus, it would differ from other proposals for a digital dollar, which are based on stablecoins or decentralized ledger tools. Blockchains are designed to track every transaction, and any transaction could be therefore tied to the sender and receiver. Under Lynch's proposal, users wouldn't be subject to any more severe know your customer rules than anyone trying to use cash. They would have to acquire the eCash dollars via a bank account, peer-to-peer transaction, or a store, but could then do whatever they liked with it. Gray said this system could serve people who are unable to hold bank accounts because of minimum balance requirements, or those who don't trust banks because banks may charge fees or freeze funds. So again, you know, it's, pretty much there's a lot being said here. A lot to dissect, but just for the sake of time, like I said, you can look into this on your own. I'm still gonna do my research on it, but nevertheless, this is one more step closer to the charagma. All right, you see, man. So while again, everyone else is distracted, all right, via these enchantments, via these spells, all right. This bill is being proposed, man. Again, one step closer to that charagma being mandated, man. And like I said, because hey, the hopefully elect, we're praying, we're hastening the day, man. But we know before it gets to that point, these things, the words of the Lord have to play out. These things have to come to pass. So that's why I said earlier, praying that Yahweh Shema Shai puts it on the spirit of these devils, man, to hurry up and come out with that charagma, man. Because the stage is being set for this. The stage is being set for World War III. All right, here it is. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about with the famines. Hey, Biden is telling you it's going to get real now. He's telling you out of his own mouth. He's telling you about these famines, man, and how, hey, it's going to get real. Because, hey, for one, they're orchestrating it. All right, they're setting this up for the most part. You see? So now they're telling you at the horse's mouth, man. Out of the horse's mouth, they're telling you about the famines. All right, and they're coming. You see, man? Hey, because y'all don't want to listen to the men of the Lord. Y'all don't want to listen to the prophets. Well, hey, now they're telling you. They're telling you out of their mouth. And speaking of, because Biden, he also mentioned about I'm gonna try to choose my words carefully, but he mentioned about how times being shifted, right? And he talked about a new world order coming, and pretty much he was talking about how basically being the leader in this new world order. You see, so now they're straight up coming out with it, man. They're telling you. So don't take it from us. Y'all don't want to listen to us. Hey, now they're telling you. The Lord is putting it on their spirit. So now to where they're telling you themselves, man. You see? And they've been telling you, what they want to do. Their plans is just the people have been blinded for the longest. Again, these enchantments and these spells. Y'all thinking it's gonna get better out here when it's not, man. It's about to get real. It's about to turn up out here, man. And the stage is being set. The stage is being set for all hell to break loose out here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this in Second Ezra chapter. What is that? Second Ezra chapter 4. Second Ezra chapter 4. Second Ezra chapter 4, because as I mentioned, we're coming into the time of harvest, and America is being ripened, man. This place is being ripened, is being made ready, Second Ezra chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 26. It says, make sure I'm on. Yeah, Second Ezra chapter 4, verse 26. Then answered he me and said, matter of fact, yes, Second Ezra chapter 4, verse 26, it says, Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Because, like I mentioned, each empire, the Lord set up to where each empire, it would reach a certain capacity, a certain level of wickedness, so to say, before the Lord took him out. All right. And America's no different. You see, the Lord set up to where this empire, all right, it would get to a certain point to where the Lord basically would, bring him down. And we're reaching that point. All right. The pot is about to spill over, man. All right. We're reaching that point to where America's is reaching its limit. Because the scriptures talk about how Esau, the Lord set him a bound that he cannot pass. So, and we're coming to that. We're coming to that limit. We're coming to that point, that boundary, that he's not going to be able to pass a millisecond over. You see. So it says, But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. And again, we're coming to that point, the time of harvest, like I said, the point, because matter of fact, see if I can find this. Just bear with me real quick, because the saying in the world, man, you reap what you sow, right? This is the book of Job. Job chapter 4, verse Job chapter 4, verse 8, it says, Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So like I mentioned, this going back to the saying, you reap what you sow. Well, this is why, amen, what we do now, man, we want to be sowing righteousness. All right. You know, we want to sow righteousness because, hey, you know, ultimately we want to be found worthy in that day when all hell does break loose. All right. We want to be one of those that's preserved, man. You know, we want to be found. We want to be one of those that gets that's protected in that day, right? Because hey, when this time of harvest comes, these people, they're gonna sow what they reaped, or excuse me, they're gonna reap what they've sowed, man. They're gonna get what they put out there, and they've sowed wickedness. That's what they're gonna get in return. You see, so we're coming into that time, man. And like I said, America's being ripened because and another thing, all these enchantments, these distractions, and everything that's going on in these different places, these Americans, these simple Babylonians, they don't think that it's going to come here. You see, the Lord has these people in a major trick bag, man. Because, hey, as another saying goes, you save the best for last. Well, hey, America, the Lord is saving this place for last, man. He's reserving this place for last, man. And once these plagues, once it hits this America, this place is going to get it the worst. It's going to hit this place the worst. All right. So, back in 2 Ezra chapter 4, verse 28 again. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Because again, though we're, coming to that point, that limit, that boundary, all right, nevertheless, this place is being ripened. All right. The Lord is setting this place up, man. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? You see, man, that threshing, right? It says, ponder now by thyself, how great of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill? Then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the Most High. Do not thou hasten above the Most Highest, for thy haste is in vain to be above him. For thou hast much exceeded. Because, hey, we want to get the hell out of here, man. So it's just like, man, how, the question that's always been posed by us today and pretty much the men of the Lord throughout time and history. How much longer? Lord, how much longer? Well, listen, we can't hasten above the Most High. Because, again, his word has to play out. All right? And that's why I said, again, I'm going to say it again, hey, we're just praying, the Lord put the spirit on these devils to come out with that charagma already, man. Because we want to be out of here yesterday, but the words of the Lord have to play out. All hell has to break loose. These things, they have to play out, But it says, well, actually, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So, hey, we're coming into that time of that threshing, man. Matter of fact, Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51, I think it is. Jeremiah 51 and verse, again, talking about Babylon. You start at the first verse. Jeremiah 51 and 33 says, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon, again, all right, because it's not talking about ancient Babylon, but the virgin daughter, the daughter of Babylon, talking about America. It says the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. So you see, hey, the Lord is ripening this place up, man. You know, the stage is being set for all hell to break loose out here, right? Famines, different pestilences. They're talking about this new subvariant, you know. And this guy, Dr. Fauci, man, he's back on the scene, and they're talking about this subvariant, you know. And I find it funny. Another thing I wanted to mention, because I find it funny, because, you know, and don't be surprised. Again, I don't know for sure. I'm just putting this out there. You know, you can't put anything past these devils, you know, because, hey, this whole boogeyman of a so-called crisis, that's, you know, dealing with this, you know, this virus or whatnot, you know, for the past 2 years, you know, they've been with these campaigns for the Vanessa, right? And they've been went as far to, you know, try to take it up to the, I think, what was it, the Supreme Court or whatever, the highest court or whatever, right? And they got turned down. Well, hey, being that, you know, Eve, man, you know, now they got an Eve in there, you know, a Jake woman, this Kataji Brown chick, whatever her name is, right? And like I said, you know, Eve doing the bidding of the devil, man. You know, don't be surprised that, you know, don't be surprised if they come back out with these, you know, with the Vanessa and these mandates and these restrictions. All right, and let's just say that, you know, this time they you know, take it to the Supreme Court or whatever, and she ends up pretty much she pretty much gives the okay to mandate the Vanessa. Don't be surprised. You know, don't be surprised, man. And I'm just putting that out there. You know, like I said, I don't know for sure, but don't be surprised. You can't put anything past the perfect match made in hell. All right, the serpent and Eve. All right, Esau and Eve, man. The perfect match made in hell. You can't put it past. So don't be surprised. So I'm gonna just put that out there. Right. But yeah, man, this place is being ripened. All right, the stage is being set. All hell is gonna break loose out here, man. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you know, whether you accept it or not, whether you can see it or not. Hey, and that's one thing, because the Lord doesn't care if you believe or not. One way or the other. Again, these are His words. He said it was gonna play out. All right. He said these things were going to happen. He's going to make sure it gets brought to pass. All right. So I'm going to go to Revelation chapter 14. Because again, man, you know, we're trying to tell our people it's going to get bad out here, man. It's going to get real scary out here. But, you know, and like I said, hey, you don't have to take our word for it. Hey, the devil's telling you himself now. All right, Esau, he's telling you himself now. You know, but I'm gonna read this in Revelation chapter 14, verse 15. Matter of fact, verse 14, Revelation 14 and 14, and it says, "And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like upon the Son of Man." Excuse me. And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man. This is talking about Yahushua. All right, and this cloud is talking about a chariot. All right, the you know, cloud is one of the many code names referring to the so-called UFOs. All right, oftentimes when it's talking about a cloud, it's referring to the chariots, because when Yahushua makes his return, he's showing up in a massive fathership. All right, it's going to block out the sky. It's going to block out the sun. All right, it says, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, "Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. So you see, like I said, hey, more specifically here in America, man, this place is being ripened. All right, you know, it's basically, like I said, basically being made ready for all hell to break loose out here. Because, matter of fact, I'm gonna get this in Luke. I'm gonna get this in Luke, because again, when Yahushua makes his return, he's coming with fire. All right, but when the Lord makes his return, this place is already going to be up in flames. All hell's already going to be breaking loose. America's already going to be in a bad state. This is what we're rapidly heading towards, man. But I'm gonna read this, and this is why, again, going back to these elites, they gotta rush with their agendas, all right, and get this thing off the ground, all right, because hey, man, Jake is waking up, Jake is waking up, and for you Jakes, man, you Israelites that are coming into this thing, you just finding out about this thing, hey, to all of us, just know we got to get ourselves ready, because again, it's about to get serious out here, man. It's about to get scary out here, man. All right, it's gonna get real out here, man. We're coming into the time of that straight gate. It's gonna get real difficult for all of us. There's no pre-rapture. No one's getting saved before the great tribulation. All right, you see, man, and we're in the beginning stages of what's known as, when you read Jeremiah 37, Jacob's trouble. All right, we're in the beginning stages, man, because again, the stage is being set with the famines, the pestilences, the plagues, the destruction, the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're in the beginning stages, man, and the Lord is about to let loose. But like I was saying, before Yahushua, or when Yahushua makes his return, he's coming with fire. But before he even gets here, this place is already going to be up in flames. All hell is already going to be breaking loose. So I'm going to read this in Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth. And because again, the Lord is coming to send fire. He's coming, the angels, they're going to come. All right. They're going to be shooting laser beams and dishing out fire and destroying monuments and whatnot. So the Lord's coming to bring destruction, right? But it says, and what will I if it already be kindled? So again, when Yahushua makes his return because pretty much Yahushua, he's coming, when he comes, he's coming to deliver the ultimate knockout blow. All right. Because again, when the Lord comes, this place is already going to be in shambles. All right, this place is already going to be up in flames. All hell's already going to be breaking loose, and we've already been seeing that, man, on a low level. It's not to the extent where it's full blown Jacob's trouble, but like I said, we're in the beginning stages of this, going down, man. We're in the beginning stages of this. All right, I don't know if people paying attention, but well, I'm sure people aren't, because again, these distractions, these enchantments, right? I saw somewhere about, I think it was a California, man, gas is like $10, man. You see in certain places, hey, they're talking about, people are basically stealing gas, ciphering gas, man. Just look at back in 2020, man, when this whole thing kicked off, people were damn nearly killing each other for toilet paper. Well, what do you think is going to take place when? Because again, if you're paying attention, the cost of everything is going up. Food, the cost of living, everything is going up. All right. They're going to raise interest rates, which that's going to have a negative effect. All right. So taking out loans, mortgages, and things like that. Listen, it's Esau. He's putting the squeeze on people, man. And as the saying goes, hey, when the people have nothing to lose, they lose it. And this is more and more what we're seeing, right? Because, hey, when it's all said and done, like I said, because, hey, like I said, gas is going to continue to go up, man. The cost of food, everything's going to go up. It's going to get to a point where it's just, it's going to be damn nearly impossible to live, man, to breathe, man. It's going to be damn nearly impossible, man. You know, so when there's no food in the shelves because the shelves are getting emptier and emptier. All right, but when there's, they were talking about food rationings, right? You know, when all these things come into play, how do you think these people are going to react, man? You know, when gas gets to a point where it's just, just completely unaffordable, right? Hey, people, they're not going to go to work. You know, people are going to stop going to work. Hey, traveling. Hey, listen, man, this is people. These people, they're going to lose it, man. These people, they're already on edge. You know, this is why we gotta pray, man. When we leave the house, man, we gotta pray. You know, because these are walking demons out here, man. These people have spirits on them. These people are walking demons out here, man. You know, these people are lunatics. Well, hey, I often use a comparison about how, hey, America's one big mental health asylum, right? Or I may have heard that from somewhere. Um, but nevertheless, America's one big mental health asylum. And I know I've worked in a mental health asylum for a couple of years, man. You know, and them people when they're off their meds, hey, listen, you know, those are straight up demons. All right, I'm gonna tell you, man. I've seen it. Those are demons. When they're off those meds, hey, listen, goes back to the um in the Gospels, you basically you had a lunatic. I believe this is when Yahushua cast the spirits out, and they went on the swine, right? Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that, man. Because if you deal with a mental health patient, man, and they're off their meds, hey, that's a different type of strength for you, man. That's a different type of strength for you, man. Why? Because again, those are demons. Those are demonic force, straight up demons, man. So let me see if I can find this. Because again, when these spirits are really activated, hey, a lot of you people, man, you're going to end up becoming a booty. A lot of you are going to end up becoming a spoil. Mainly you women. You know, a lot of you women are going to end up, hey, I was watching, what's this movie called? The Hills of Eyes 2. I watched that movie just yesterday. And in that movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but in that movie, hey, you had those you had those people, man, and they showed you this from the very beginning of the movie. In the very beginning of the movie, because pretty much, well, again, spoiler alert. I'm gonna just say this, man. In the beginning of the movie, they show you, because what they do, I'm gonna just call them the crazies, all right? Those people that live in the hills, right, or whatever, the mountains or whatever, in the desert or whatever. What they would do, man, and they would have women, they would basically rape them, to basically keep their numbers up. So they would take these women, rape them, have babies with them, and pretty much kill them. So fast forwarding to another part of the movie, they took another chick, right? Against her will, right? And she was in the army. This was the military, so a lot of the military guys, they know the combat shit or whatnot. But hey, listen, that didn't mean anything. All right, because this crazy, mother effer took her ass. All right, she got a few licks in or whatever, but he took her ass and laid her ass up and was raping her to death. Well, not to death, but he was piping the shit out of her, man. And she couldn't she couldn't do nothing but take it. And you see, hey, that's the spirit, that's the energy that you're gonna be seeing out here. People, hey, like I said, when the Lord activates these spirits, man, a lot of you women y'all gonna become a spoil. Y'all are gonna become a booty. And these dudes, man, they've been locked up, right? They have all this testosterone, and they just don't give a shit. Listen, a lot of you women, you're just gonna get taken against your will. And ain't no amount of martial arts or none of that, None of that shit's gonna save you, man. These dudes, they just gonna take what they want. And these are the times that we're coming into, man. These people, they're just not gonna give a shit. Because again, it's just resources are gonna become so limited. It's gonna become so resources are gonna become less and less. All right. And as I said, you know, you put people in a position to where what else is there to do? They just gonna take what they want. You know? So like I said, you know, hey, you got a lot of these snatch and grab crimes going on. People ciphering gas. Well, listen, it's only going to intensify here. It's only going to get worse. All right, but I'm gonna scratch that. Um, I think you could read about it in Luke the 8th chapter though. But again, just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and it goes into the legion of demons. All right. You see, because like I said, that's a different strength for your ass, man. You know, and like I said, these people, they got demons. These are walking demons out here, man. So when it's all said and done, hey, this is why we're gonna need the spirit of and power of Yahweh Shemashah to be with us, man. You know, and you got people, because that's another thing. It's gonna get so bad out here, man. Yet you got these clowns talking against spiritual power. They don't believe in the spiritual power, which the spiritual power makes sense because of how bad it's gonna get. Spiritual power, it only makes sense. You know, but whatever, man. I'm gonna get this. I'm probably gonna wrap it up soon because again, we are in the beginning stages of what I said. Jeremiah 37, the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. All right, it's gonna get bad out here, man, and this place is being ripened. You know, we're coming into that time of the harvest, man. You know, so Mark chapter 13. Mark chapter 13. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 15. Because this is how dangerously close we are. You know, at any moment. And this is what these people don't understand. At any moment, it can happen. In any moment. They're talking about EMP strikes, solar flares, hitting the earth. Which that's basically an EMP strike from Yahweh Shai, if anything. You know, they're talking about attacks on the power grid. You see, these things can happen at any moment to where it's just a lights out situation, right? The lights go out, you won't be able to access bank accounts. You won't be able to take out no money. You know, you see, man, these people, man, they're not taking into consideration of these things, you know, and hey, you know, when this happens, man, and when the Lord flips the switch, hey, wherever you're at, you're just going to have to, the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah is just going to have to be with us. You know, but nevertheless, again, to show you the importance of, you know, how dangerously close we are to this, man, because at any moment this can happen, you know, and again, from there, you best believe all hell is just going to break loose, man. All hell's going to break loose. So I'm read this, Mark 13, I'm going to start at 15. It says, and let them that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment. You see, so pretty much when it goes down, when all hell breaks loose, when sudden destruction comes, when it happens out the blue, all right, hey, we're not gonna have the time to run back to the house to get, you know. Well, some of us, you know, some of us, a lot of us, we're not going to have time to go back to the crib and no, we're not going to have time to do anything. It's just going to be, you know, the spirit is just going to have to be with us in that day, you know, because we don't know what we're going to do. You know, you're going to have people when all hell breaks loose, people trying to run back to the house to get the Xbox, to get the flat screen TV. Listen, we're not going to have time for none of that, man. Not going to have the time to get clothes, very clothes. When all hell breaks loose, the very clothes that we have on our back, that's all that we're going to have. You know, that's all we're going to have is the clothes on our back. You know, we're not going to have time to go back to get clothes, all right? Because you go back to the crib, man, you might have martial law troops surrounding your crib. You're going to try to, you know, go in there and, you know, when you see them rounding up people, kicking in doors, you know, snatching people out their house, right? Some people are going to get executed on the spot, shot down like dogs. Some people are going to get hauled off, you know, being transported in buses or whatever the case may be. You want to try to go back and get that flat screen, go ahead. You know, be my guest. You see? It says, "But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter." Verse 19, "For in those days shall affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be." So you see, because this is going to be literally the worst time in history. All right. From the time of Genesis, from the very beginning, all the way up until this point, every so-called bad thing that has happened between then, it's not going to compare to this time of great affliction, to this time of tribulation. All right. This is literally going to be the worst time in history. All right. You see, man. And even more so when they come out with that charagma. When they come out with that charagma, that's when the Lord is really going to speed things up. That's when it's really going to be bad out here. All right. Because, hey, from there, in order to be intertwined with the system, because the prophecy state, man, to buy and sell, all right, you're going to have that charagma, in order to be a functioning member in society, you're going to have to take that charagma. Well, hey, the time's coming where we're going to have to disconnect from the society. We're going to have to disconnect from Esau's system. You see, because if you take that charagma, that's it for you. You're finished. Right? Matter of fact, just bear with me real quick. If I could find this. If I could find it, man. Basically, again, just further showing how we're going to have to disconnect from this system. A lot of us, we're going to be off the grid. A lot of us, we're going to be on the run, living in the woods or whatever. And again, it's ultimately going to come back to our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai. So hopefully I could find this. Damn, man, I can't find that. Damn. No, I can't find it. Let me try this. because you know, a part of the curses, a part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, you know, goes into how um for needing one of all things, we would have to go to the enemy. You know, we would have to go to Esau for, you know, for all things, man, for food, housing, whatever. You know, but basically, this um the time will come when pretty much, like I said, we're gonna have to disconnect from that. We're gonna have to disconnect from Esau society, his system, and we're pretty much gonna be on our own. But again, that's the thing. We're not gonna be on our own because the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai is gonna be with us. All right, he's gonna feed us. He's gonna clothe us. He's gonna take care of us, and really, that's a blessing. All right, being disconnected from Esau's system, that's really a blessing, you know. But yeah, I can't find it, what I was looking for. But yeah, man, the time's gonna come to where we're going to have to disconnect because hey, the hopeful elect, we're not taking that charagma. And again, he's gonna set it up to where in order to eat, buy, sell, housing, whatever, you're gonna have to take that charagma. So like I said, man, um, like I said, man, damn, I really want to find this precept. Damn, man, yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. So moving on, man. So yeah, I'm gonna get this one. This is in the book of Psalm. I think that's 21. No, that's not it. Oh, wrong book. Matter of fact, let me get this because again, when that charagma is mandated, that's when all hell is really going to be breaking loose. And because again, this is going to be a time when again you're going to have martial law. And then again, I'm gonna backtrack real quick because, like I said, going back to this Kataji Brown or whatever, I mentioned the Vanessa. Well, hey, don't be surprised if you know, like I said, I'm just putting this out there. Don't be surprised if she gives the okay for the mandate for the charagma, all right, or you know something leading up to it, like a you know like the you know the CBDC or the eCash or whatever, you know something leading up to the charagma, a digital currency or whatever. Don't be surprised if she gives the okay for it, because again, when the charagma is mandated, this is going to be a time when, like I said, martial law. This is going to be a time when they are going to be kicking in doors, rounding people up. You don't want to take the charagma. You see the life. It's going to be a thing of either life or death. All right. So this is going to be a time where people are going to be families are going to be separated. People are going to get hauled off to concentration camps. This is the time when all these things are going to be taking place, and all hell is really going to be breaking loose when that charagma is mandated. All right. World War III is going to break out. All right. So Second Esdras Second Ezra chapter 9. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 20. It says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril." And as the scripture said, perilous times shall come, right? Again, we're coming into those times, little by little, step by step. Each day that goes by, we're a day closer, man. All right. So it says, "Behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it," right? Now, again, ultimately, it's really going to be perilous times. It's really going to be all hell break loose. And this is why the Lord is going to have to speed time up even more. This is when he's really going to speed things up. Because if he didn't come quicker, then by the time he did come, there would be no flesh to be saved. So when that charagma is mandated, all right, because like I said here again, it said, "Behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it." All right, and like I said, ultimately, when that charagma is mandated, this is when all hell is really going to be break loose. This is when it's really going to be bad out here, man. All right, you know, hey, the men of the Lord are going to be hunted, prosecuted, and all these things are going to be taking place. This is when it's really going to be bad because of these devices, the charagma, which is going to be, like I said, a physical implementation. All right, you know, a physical implant of this device. The charagma is a device that they're physically going to be put inside of the body. All right, and like I said, you know, when this is fully mandated, this is when all hell is really going to be breaking loose out here, man. This is when it's really going to be bad out here. You know, so hey, this is the time that we're coming into, man. You know, like I said, little by little, step by step, day by day. You know, this place is being ripened. You know, we're coming into that time that time of harvest, man. It's gonna be sick out here, man. It's about to get real. It's about to turn up out here. You know, so hopefully this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Shemashai Brakathum, to you hopefully elect out here. In the Lord's will, until next time, Shalom, wa abad babal.